So today we will discuss what is mixed sensitivity H infinity control. Mixed sensitivity H infinity control. What was the H infinity control problem? We have to find a stability controller K that will what it will do? That will, what did H infinity control do? What it did? We have to find a stability controller K so that
your full state fit.
So that the norm between the exogenous input and the regulated output is less than or equal to some gamma. Okay, we have to minimize that norm. Okay, that was H infinity control. So what is mixed sensitivity H infinity control? In mixed sensitivity basically means here we have to shape a transfer function. Okay, so it involves sensitivity. That is why it is called a mixed sensitivity. Along with sensitivity, you have to shape other transfer functions. Say, for example, it may be complement sensitivity transfer function or control energy or something like that. Okay, so I'll write here. Mixed sensitivity is the name given to transfer function shaping problems. Transfer function shaping problems. In which sensitivity function S. What is sensitivity function S? What is the sensitivity function S?
1 by 1 plus jk.
I plus jk inverse, right? If you remember that figure, what was the configuration? Here we had a summing point. There was a controller K of S. We had a plant here. There was G of S. At the plant output, there was a disturbance. This was the output Y, right? So when you use a sensor to sense the to detect the output, it was corrupted with noise also. Okay, this was fed here. This was the reference input. This was the negative feedback. Okay, so sensitivity was defined as 1 by 1 plus gk. Is it not? In CISO case, it was 1 by 1 plus gk. And what was the complement sensitivity? What was complement sensitivity T? Gk divided by 1 plus gk. Forgot everything. S plus T must be equal to
1.
Okay. So in MIMO case, S of S will be I plus gk whole inverse. This is shaped along with one or more other closed loop transfer functions. One or more other closed loop transfer functions. Okay, so in addition to minimizing sensitivity, say you want to minimize the control effort. Okay, so there will be two objective functions, right? So when you have such a more than one objective function to be minimized, we get what is called a mixed sensitivity problem. Okay, such as K of S into S or T of S, which is nothing but 1 minus the sensitivity function S of S. Okay, usually practical applications use a combination of several objective functions. Okay, like accomplishing good tracking at limited energy or something like that. So what is our Y of S from here, from this figure? What is Y of S? Just a quick recap. What is Y of S? This is a disturbance P. What is Y of S? In terms of complementary sensitivity, it will be T of S into R of S plus sensitivity function into disturbance D of S minus T of S into the noise. Okay, and what was the control for signal U of S? This was the control signal U. Okay, what was control signal U of S? It was nothing but K of S into sensitivity all into R minus noise minus disturbance. So we had discussed sensitivity and complement sensitivity sometime back. Okay. If you want to minimize, say for example, disturbance rejection, what's the condition? Disturbance rejection means what? The effect of disturbance D on the output must be minimum. So what should be the condition for disturbance rejection? Tell me, what's the condition?
You high pass filter.
The sensitivity function S must be
Small.
small. Okay, for disturbance rejection, S must be small. For noise attenuation, what's the condition? What do you mean by noise attenuation? The effect of noise on the output must be minimum. So what should be the condition for noise attenuation?
T of S should be.
T of S must be small. But T of S must be small means what? Must be small means there's no meaning. Actually, what it should be in terms of in terms of the singular value, the maximum singular value must be small. That's the meaning. Did you get me?
Yes, sir.
So for noise attenuation, T must be small. For reference tracking, what should be the condition? For reference tracking. Reference tracking means what? Output must closely follow the input signal. Okay. When can that happen? When can Y of S be equal to R of S? When T is approximately equal to 1. Is it not? When T is approximately equal to 1, right? So that means when T is approximately equal to 1, the output Y of S will follow the input reference input R of S signal. And when can we reduce the control effort, control energy reduction? Control energy reduction. What should be the condition? What is required? U of S is the control signal. Okay, we want to minimize the control effort. That means we want to minimize the control energy. So what should be what is required? Ks into S of S. What is K of S? That's a control transfer function. Okay, so K of S, the product of that control transfer function and the sensitivity transfer function must be small. Are you getting me? It turns out from this equation, from equation 2. Okay, this is U of S, the control signal U, control signal from input to the plant G of S, right? So for minimum control energy or for minimum control effort, Ks S of S must be small. Must be small. Okay, so this is what I said before. So for some practical application, you may want to minimize your sensitivity, along with you may want to minimize the control effort. Okay, then we have to go for the mixed sensitivity control, HMT control. Okay, so first one is sensitivity Ks mixed sensitivity optimal control, mixed sensitivity control. So we will consider regulation problem, okay, in which a disturbance is entering, right? Say let us take a figure like this. This is G. What is G? G is the plant transfer function, okay? This is the summing point. Here we have another summing point. This is K. And this is Y. This is U. Then here a disturbance is entering here. D is at a positive point. Then from so this is our output Y. Okay. So here the reference input is 0. This is basically a regulation problem. What do you mean by regulation problem? Regulation problem means you have a fixed value. Okay, your output should follow that constant value. Okay, output is not changing with respect to time t. That is what is by regulation. What do you mean by tracking problem? Tracking problem means output is time varying, and your input is time varying. Okay, so it has to follow the time varying output signal, right? That's the difference between tracking and a regulator problem. So we will take one path from here. I will explain this thing. Okay, let me complete this. This is set 2. Then minus W2. No. Just from here. This is Z1. And this is R equal to 0. This is plus. This is minus. So this will be a general plan structure P. Okay. So we are considering a regulation problem in which disturbance D is entering at the plant output. Right. G is the plant. At the output side of the plant, the disturbance D is entering. Okay, that has to be rejected. Right. So it is assumed that this measurement noise, there is no measurement noise actually. Okay, it is assumed that the measurement noise is insignificant. We need not consider that. Okay. So that means tracking is not an issue. Okay. So what is sensitivity here? What is S from here? It is the trans function between output Y of S and disturbance D. Yes or no? Between Y of S and disturbance D of S. That trans function is sensitivity. Yes or no? What is sensitivity? Sensitivity is nothing but 1 by 1 plus GK, right? That is nothing but trans function between the output signal and the disturbance. Okay. That is why it is called, that is why you are getting S of S as the transfer function between the output and the disturbance signal. Okay. So here, tracking is not an issue. So the sensitivity S is the transfer function between the output Y, this is Y, and the disturbance D here. Okay. And what is KS? What is KS from this? Transfer function between D and, are not you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
What is KS here? Transfer function between
U of S and
U of S and D of S, correct? Transfer function between U of S and D of S. Okay, it is that KS into S, because you see if R of S is 0 and N of S is 0, basically it will be transfer function between the control input U of S and the disturbance D. Okay, so K into S, that's the product of control transfer function and sensitivity. It is the transfer function between the control signal U of S and the disturbance D. Okay. So in practice, we will try to minimize these two norms. One is sensitivity norm, and the other one is K into S. Okay. So if required, you can add some weighting matrices, say W1 and W2. Okay, you can give more weightage here, right? That is what I have written here. So how did we get minus W2 here? Because you see, what is U by D? It is nothing but minus K into S. Okay, so actually speaking, this term must be minus K into S. Where is that? This must be minus K into S. Okay, so that negative sign is taken along with the weight W2 here. Okay, so this infinity norm needs to be minimized. That is what is called SKS, mixed sensitivity control. What are we doing here? What are W1 and W2? They are weighting matrices. Okay, W1 is the weightage given for the sensitivity function. W2 is the minus W2 is the weightage given for the K into S sensitivity, K into S product. Okay, because you see what is K into S? It is nothing but minus U by D. So that negative sign is taken inside W2. That is how you are getting minus W2 here. Okay. So,
yes, sir.
Disturbance D being typically low frequency, typically of low frequency can be rejected if maximum singular value of S is made small over low frequencies. Okay, we had seen when we do the border plot for sensitivity function, we had seen that the border plot for sensitivity function must be that of a typical low pass filter. Okay, so that means we have to minimize the maximum singular value of S for low frequency. Okay, so that is why we are taking a filter of value W1. Okay, so we can suitably adjust the filter value and minimize the sensitivity function. Okay, similarly, the weightage W2 is chosen so that the K of S is accounted for. Okay, so so now how can we bring it into the standard LFT form? What is the exogenous input here? What is standard LFT form? You had a perturbation block here. Then we had a nominal plant. Okay, so this was Y, this was U, this was exogenous input. So this must be Z. No, sorry, exogenous input. This is W, and this must be Z. Right? So so this is the perturbation, and this is the plant. We want to bring it in this standard configuration. Okay, so we have to identify what is W, what is Z, what is U, and what is Y. Tell me what is the exogenous input here? What is W?
So D.
D, correct. So W is the exogenous input. Okay, so since we are trying to minimize S and Ks, we have to what I should say, we have to take this signal from this signal and this signal as the two regulated outputs. Okay, what is this? This is Y, output Y. And what is this? This is the control effort. So what is our aim? Our aim is to minimize the infinity norm between corresponding to the sensitivity as well as the control effort. Okay, that is why we are drawing channels from these 2 points. Am I clear? What is our purpose here? Our purpose is to design this mixed sensitivity controller. Okay, so we want to minimize the effect on sensitivity as well as the control effort by the exogenous input. Okay, so this is sensitivity is the transformation between Y and disturbance, and Ks S into S, that's the transformation between the control input and the disturbance. So we have to take these two as the regulated outputs. One coming from here, which is U, and one coming from the output Y. Am I clear or not? Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see, in a given for a practical problem, you can tap signals from any point. Okay, so here our aim is to minimize the sensitivity as well as the product of K into S. That is why we are tapping channels from the control signal U and output Y. Okay, so what are the regulated outputs here? Z1 and Z2. Okay, those are regulated outputs. What will you get? Z1 and Z2 transpose. Fine. What is Z1? From this, what is Z1? W1 into Y. Is it not? W1 into Y. Correct? Z1 will be what? Nothing but W1 into Y. And what is Z2? Tell me. What is Z2? Minus W2 into
U.
U. Minus W2 into U. Okay. But what is Y here? What is Y?
D plus U.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, but we'll come to that. y y. Okay. Oh, so okay. Before that, one more thing. So before that, so you see, if you consider y of s equal to s of s into d of s, just this part, okay, just this term, right? What will be y here? It will be, what will be that? Sensitivity into, are you getting me what I'm saying? See, we are considering the effect of disturbance on y. Okay, we are considering the effect of disturbance on the output signal y, right? So other signals you need not consider for the time being. Okay, so if you are considering this part, what will you get? Y of s equal to s of s into d of s. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Because we are already told you, I have already told you that noise is insignificant, right? And what is R of s here? R of s is 0. So that means from this expression you will get y of s equal to sensitivity into disturbance. So instead of y, I can write W1 into sensitivity into, what is D? D is nothing but W, external input. So I can write W1 S into W. What is W1? W1 is the weighting matrix. Okay. Similarly, what will be Z2? Minus W2 into U. What is U? What is U from here? U of s will be K of s, S of s into minus D of s. Okay, so instead of U, I can write minus Ks S of s into W. So this becomes W2 into K into S into, hello. Okay, so instead of this thing, I can write, where is that? So instead of U of s, I can write minus Ks S of s into D. And what is D? D is nothing but external input W. So I can write this as K2 into W2 into Ks into the small w. Okay, this W and this W1 is different. This small w is, I will put a tilde mark, okay, just to distinguish. This is tilde. Okay, so this will be the output. So what will be the planned elements? Can you tell me what will be the generalized planned elements? How will you find that? What is Z1? Tell me, what is Z1 from this? W1 into Y. What is Y? What is Y? W1 into?
SW.
W1 into?
SW.
No, SW, that is fine. We are trying to bring it into the standard 2-block form. Okay, in standard 2-block form, there were no sensitivity or anything. Okay, we had something like this. This was our ZY. We had say M11, M12, M21, M22 into WU. This was our way in which we wrote, right? So what will be Z1 in terms of this internal signals? W1 into Y. And what is Y? Y is nothing but G into U plus D. Agree? G into U plus D. So G into U plus D. Okay, or I can write this as W1 into D plus W1 into G, W1 G into U. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Then what will be Z2? What is Z2? Z2 is nothing but, where is that? Minus W2 into U. Okay, minus W2 into U. That means minus W2 into U. Okay, and what? So you see, we wrote the Z terms. Now what next? The output equation. What will be Y here? Tell me. What will be the Y equation? What will be Y equation? What is y from here?
So UG plus D.
Sorry,
U into G plus D.
u into g plus d. Look carefully and tell me. What is the polarity here?
Negative.
Okay, sir, it's
Minus.
So now you tell me, what is that? What is d plus gu? Minus y, is it not? Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because here r is 0. So you are getting a negative sign only here, right? So minus y will be what? G plus, d plus gu. Or what should be your y? Y must be minus d minus g into u. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So I can write here y as minus d minus g into u. Okay, so in LFT form or in two block form, what will you get? Z1, Z2, then y must be equal to what? Something into w and what is this? W and u. Okay, so what will be the first block? What should be the first thing? Z1 in terms w, you will get w1. Then next one will be w1g. Is it not? From this time, from this equation. This is Z1. What is Z2? 0 minus w2. What will be y corresponding to y term? What will you get?
-1 minus G.
Minus 1. If it's a MIMO system, it will be minus I. Minus I and
Minus G.
minus G. Okay. So that means this associated control configuration will be like this. We have represented in a standard configuration. Okay, two block form. LFT thing. Minus I, W1G, this is minus W2, this is minus G. This is the controller key. This must be the exogenous input W. This is the regulated output Z. This is output Y, and this is U. Okay, so we have brought it down into the standard form. Okay, so you have to minimize. So what is the control problem now? So the corresponding H infinity suboptimal control corresponding H infinity suboptimal control problem is to find a controller K of S, to find a stabilizing controller such that the norm of W1S and minus W2 K into S infinity norm is less than or equal to some gamma value. This is what is SKS mixed sensitivity activity control problem. Okay. Always you may not need to minimize KS and S. Sometimes you may have to minimize sensitivity and complement sensitivity. In that case, you get what is called S by T, sensitivity bar complement sensitivity mixed sensitivity problem. Okay. Let us try that one as the next case 2. Sensitivity bar complement sensitivity mixed sensitivity problem. S bar T mixed sensitivity optimization problem. So basically, it depends on what are the performance index or what are the cost functions that you are trying to minimize. Okay. So if you are trying to minimize sensitivity and control effort, then if you are trying to minimize the infinite norm of that, you get S bar Ks mixed sensitivity problem. If you want to minimize the infinite norm of sensitivity as well as complementary sensitivity infinity norm, then you get S by T mixed sensitivity problem, optimization problem. Okay, so which one to use depends upon the case or the application on which you are working upon. Okay, so in here, a stabilizing controller, how to choose this weighting matrices W1 and W2? There is no hard and fast rule. Okay, it is a long procedure. You have to do a lot of iterations. Okay, depending upon the frequency region in which you are operating, you have to choose W1 and W2, right? Here, a stabilizing controller that minimizes sensitivity, this thing, and complement sensitivity, infinite norm of this thing is to be found. Okay. Why? When are we interested in when are we interested in the complement sensitivity function? When we are to solve some tracking problem. Okay, because in tracking problem, what happens? You are always trying to track a time-taking output. Okay, where the this T will be of interest to us. So whenever you want to minimize infinite norm of sensitivity as well as complement sensitivity, you will get what is called S by T optimization problem. Okay, so let us draw a figure for that and see how it's coming. Again, the same old G. We have a summing point here. This is the controller. Output Y. This is U. So you tell me, where will we draw channels from, the regulated outputs from? Tell me. Where will we draw the regulated outputs from? It's a tracking problem. That is why we are now having a non-zero reference signal R. That means that will be our exogenous input. So tell me, where should we in S by T mixed sensitivity optimization? Where should we draw regulated outputs from? What does your gut feeling say? Come on.
One from Y.
One from Y, correct? Why one from Y? Okay, any reason?
That sensitivity one, no?
Correct. One from Y. Then what about the next?
Error.
Exactly, from the error signal. Where should I take that from?
So output minus reference.
Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so one should be from the output and one should be from the error. So how should I draw this? Let me. Okay, so this is how we have to take out or draw out the regulated output signals. Okay, it's on the basis of our requirement. So in one application, you may want to minimize sensitivity only. In some other application, you may have to minimize infinity norm of both sensitivity as well as complement sensitivity functions. Okay, so how can we write it in standard form? How can we bring it into standard form? So this will be our nominal plant. Okay, P or M, whatever is the notation, this will be M. So you tell me what will be our how can we bring it into standard form? What is Z1? What is Z1? Tell me. W1 into. Hurry, look into the figure and tell me. Waiting function W1 into
R minus Y.
R minus Y. R minus Y. Okay, but what is Y?
UG.
UG, correct. What's the doubt in that? R minus GU. Okay, so our first equation is W1 into. So what is the exogenous input here? Can anyone tell me? What do you mean by exogenous input? Anything that is coming from outside to the plant. Okay, in the previous case, we considered disturbance. What's the exogenous input here?
R.
R, correct. Okay, that is the exogenous input here. So W1 into R minus W1G into U. Okay, because keep in mind our two block configuration was like this: Z Y equals some matrix into what? Into W, then U. Is it not? That's what we that's how we obtain the LFT thing, the two block config, two block form. Okay, so this is one. Now what about Z2? What is Z2?
W2 into Y.
W2 into Y. And what is Y?
GU.
GU. W2 into GU. Okay. And what is the out? What will be the output signal? What is the output signal here? What should be the output signal in the two block form? What should be the output?
R minus G.
R minus Y.
Yes, sir.
R minus Y. Okay. If this is the thing, okay, it should be R minus Y. Whenever I say Y, you should not get confused. Okay. Please keep in mind. We mean this configuration or this two block configuration. Where is that? Here, this thing. Okay, this is our Y. So to avoid confusion, I will mark Y hat, Y tilde, Z tilde, W tilde, and U tilde. Okay. So our Y tilde will be what? R minus Y. And Y is nothing but R minus, what is Y? G into U. So this is 1, 2, and this is 3. Okay, so what will be the two block configuration? Z1 tilde, Z2 tilde, Y tilde. Will be what? Something into W tilde and U tilde. Yeah, and in fact, U and U tilde will be one and the same most of the time. Okay. Anyway, still I will write like this. So what will be the plant configuration? Z1 corresponds to W1, then minus W1G. Okay, then Z2, it is 0, W2G. Y, what will you get? 1. So if it is a MIMO case, you will get I, and then it will be minus G. Okay. So what happens? Can we take any number of cost functions within this norm? Can we take? If you take more than 2, then it will be very difficult to solve. Okay, with 2 itself, the process is relatively easy, but a bit time consuming. Okay, so stable low pass and high pass filters are sufficient to carry out this shape. Okay, one more thing to be noted is that all the weighting functions W1, W2, etc. have to be stable. Okay, otherwise what happens? Assumption A1. What is the assumption A1? Some set of matrices must be stabilizable or controllable. Something we are wrote when we discussed HFT control, right? What was A1? Let me see. Forgot that. So stabilizability and integrity conditions that will not be valid if the weighting functions are not stable. That's the problem. Okay. So how to choose W1, W2? It is to our liberty, right? Based on the frequency domain, based on the application, we can choose. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule how we have to choose WIs, right? You set some transfer function value, see whether it is meeting the requirement. If not, you change the values like that. Only you can tune it. Okay, you cannot in one shot you cannot choose your weighting functions WIs. The weights WI in mixed sensitivity H infinity optimal control must all be stable. If not, assumption A1 is not satisfied. And the general H infinity algorithm cannot be applied. Okay, so in normal HFT control, we are trying to minimize this infinity norm. Should be less than some gamma value, right? In mixed sensitivity, instead of considering only one cost function, you are considering two cost functions, maybe weight sensitivity as well as control effort. This infinity norm you may try to minimize. Or in sensitivity, mixed sensitivity, you will try to minimize this infinity norm. Okay, but infinity norm. So the weights Wi have to be, or all have to be stable. Then only you can apply HFT procedure. Otherwise, you cannot apply that because assumption 1, A1 will not hold good. Is that clear?
Sir,
Yes.
in the standard H infinity controller, we are trying to minimize the infinity norm between the trans function TZW, right?
Yes, yes. That means we are trying to minimize the effect of exogenous input W on Z, related output. Yes.
Yes, but for these mixed sensitivity problems, we have found that matrix P of S in the standard.
Wait 1 minute. Let me take that.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Yes, sir. This we formed the P of S as W1, W1G0 minus W2, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Here, if we found out the transfer function between Z and W, it is just W1 and 0, right?
No,
so,
when we said Z, actually Z, we mean by Z, we mean a vector actually. It's a vector Z. Okay. So here you have to consider both between Z1 and D and Z2 and D.
Yes, sir. So Z1 and Z2, if you are
Yes. Because when we drew this figure, this was under assumption that all these are vectors.
Yes, sir. That is fine, sir. Like we calculate that transfer function matrix between Z1 and Z2 here.
Yes. No, between Z1 and D and Z2 and D. Because Z1 and Z2 are two regular outputs.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
From this expression, it is just W1. See, Z1 is equal to W1 into W plus W1G into U, right?
W1 into D plus W1G into U.
Yes, and Z2 is minus
Z2 is nothing but minus W2 into U.
Yes, so
yes.
if we just calculate the transformation between Z1 and W, then like how will we get this expression, sir? Like W1 yes and W1 T.
No, you see these W1 and W2, they are weighting functions actually. See, sometimes you may want to what I should say. See, take the case of sensitivity and complement sensitivity. Okay, we know that S plus T must be equal to 1. Agreed? Yes, so sometimes for your requirement, you may have to go for optimal value of S and T. Okay, for some application, your S may be in a CISO case, S may be 0.5, T may be 0.5. Right? Some other application, S may be 0.1 and T may be 0.9. Always this relation should hold good. Okay, so which is the best optimal value? 0.1, 0.9 or 0.5, 0.5 or 0.6, 0.4? That's what we are checking. We are trying to take both these cost functions, both S and T at a time. Okay, so we are trying to minimize the infinity norm of these two cost functions at the same time. That is why it is called a mixed sensitivity. Else it would have been simply a sensitivity problem only.
Yes, sir.
You would have to minimize the infinity norm of sensitivity value. Okay, for most of the practical applications, you will have many cost functions basically. As I said before, you may want to minimize the control effort along with sensitivity to noise or sensitivity to disturbance. Okay, so suitably you have to then you take the infinity norm of the requirement that you have to incorporate.
Yes, sir. How that expression was derived? It is
Which expression?
Like basically, the transfer function T ZW is nothing but W1S by W2 into this in the mixed sensitivity form, right? So how is that expression from this P matrix is derived? Because a norm of T ZW should be less than gamma. So we are trying to convert the mixed sensitivity problem in the standard form such that this norm of W1S and W2 KS will be.
Yes. I got your question, but see, you cannot do it by hand actually. You have to do with MATLAB only. Okay. You have to formulate. See, in the one example we did about MATLAB example, right? There we had identified the plant thing. You do remember that? We had identified A, we did B1, B2, C1, C2, D11, blah, blah, blah. We had identified. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
So like that, we have to define, we have to identify these sub matrices, and then you have to go for MATLAB simulation only. You cannot do it by hand. That's not possible.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So the basic idea is you need to identify your sub matrices or what I should say. You have to find the plant division like P11, P12, whatever it is. This is in state space form. Okay. When I said about A, B1, B2, C1, D11, D12, C2, D21, D22, it was given in state space form. Is it not? Renew, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was a state space form. Like that, we need to identify the submatrices only. And then you have to make use of MATLAB commands. Mix the H in some command is there. I forgot what it is there. You please go to that PDF file which I had sent you. Okay? You will find all the commands there.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. By solving by hand, it is you cannot think about solving these kind of problems by hand. It is beyond imagination. Lot of computation is involved actually. Okay, so that's about mixed sensitivity problem. So in the next class, we will see about singular value, this structured singular value, SSV, mu, what it is. Okay, structured singular value. We'll see that in the next class. So have you started solving the problem on which you are asked to identify?
Sir, is it okay if we simplify the problem?
Is it okay if we
simplify the problem?
Yeah, you can simplify the problem, no worries. See, you must have an idea of how to do it in MATLAB simulation. That's a purpose, basic purpose. Okay. In one shot, you will not be able to solve it. Okay, you will have to think, you will have to spend a lot of time. Right. I want all of you to try. Then only you can master the subject actually. Theory can be explained maybe for CISO system, but practically systems are all multi-input, multi-output. Okay, so unless you try it for yourself, you cannot learn it. In the beginning itself, I told it is a research-oriented paper. Okay, so don't ignore that. I want all of you to try one or two case examples. Okay. Okay, so we'll meet in the next class. Yes.
Sir, in what Renu asked actually, so if we go to the same plant, let's say W1 minus W1G in the previous page.
Here?
Before this. In this above diagram, this transfer function is also in a state space form, sir. Like
no. This is given not in state, but this is given in this is transfer matrix. So you forgot that. See. Okay, so this was what was this? This was U. This was Y. And what was this? This was this is W, regular exogenous input W, and this must be Z. Okay. How did we write this? How did we write it in transfer function form? See, there are two inputs here, W and U. So instead of a single transfer function, you will get a transfer function matrix. Okay. So this was our output terms, ZY, right? We had, say, some M11, M12, M21, M22 into the input signals, W and U. Okay. So M11, M11, M12, M21, M22 are, M11 is the transformation between Z and W. M12 is the between Z and U. M21 between Y and W, and M22 is between Y and U.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you want to have in state space form, you have to convert. See, if you had ABCD, how to do that? Or if you have in ABCD form, how can you convert it into transformation form? C into Si minus A inverse B plus D. This from here straight away you can write LLFT or ULFT in this transformation form. If you remember, what was that expression? I forgot. Let me see. We have discussed our upper LFT and lower LFT, right? So we use the notation capital P. Okay, so this is P11. Okay, so here we could have written between Y and U. Between Y and U, you would have got P21 delta into I minus P11 delta inverse P12 plus P22. Okay, what is this actually? This is a transfer function between what? Between output Y and input U.
Yes.
Okay, like that, you can have all that transfer functions. Now, if you want to convert it into state space form, then you have to write it in what? You have to express it in the standard form. That means x dot equal to ax plus b1. What is that? b1w. B1w plus b2u. You have to convert into that form. And is that equal to c1x plus d11w plus d12u. Y equals c2x plus d21w plus d22u. This is in standard state space form. Okay, but this is in transfer function form only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, if we could convert this transfer function matrix into state space form, then we can use.
Sir?
Yes. Yeah. 1 minute. Let me clarify this question. See, you can solve it in either way. Either you can go for state space form or you can go for transfer function form. In MATLAB, there's a command SS to TF, or to convert state space to transfer function. Or if you have transfer function, that can be converted to state space form. Anyhow, you can use that. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who was the next guy?
Yeah, sir, it's me, Vishesh.
Yes, Vishesh.
Sir, actually, in the transfer function form, we have already determined the relation between Z, Y, and WU.
Where?
Below the diagram, in this P matrix, P11, P12, P21, P22.
Yes.
So now, if we are converting it into the standard form, these three equations, x dot equal ax1 plus b1w plus b2u.
Okay.
Then in that case, the C1 and C2 will be 0 because there is no x and b.
Which is C1 and C2? No, that depends. Sir, actually. That depends on your plant actually. Okay, that depends on your plant configuration. Sometimes it may be 0. It may not be 0. That depends on how you are. It depends on your plant configuration.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, if we have a normal transfer function, scissor transfer function G of S. Okay, Vishesh, what will be G of S in state space form? In state space form, you will get C into Si minus A inverse B. Plus D means if D will be not most of the time 0 only. So that system is proper.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So if you have ABCD matrices, you can convert it into transfer function form G of S or vice versa. If you have transfer function, it can be converted into state space form.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So when
yes,
you
sir.
express it in x dot equal to blah, 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 z, y equal to blah, blah, blah form, you get the corresponding state space thing. When you write in terms of z and y, because you see z and y are the two group of signals. What is z? Exogenous. Sorry, what is z? It is a regulated output.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so as you see here when I mean z, it is actually z1 and z2. Okay, z1 and
Yes, sir.
z2. So that is why it's a vector. Z is all things are vectors only. Okay, it's by mistake. I always forget to put the bar. So Z bar is a vector. So there are two group of inputs here. No, I'm sorry, outputs. Z bar and Y bar. Okay, and two group of inputs. Exogenous input W and control input U. So between output and input, you can only have a transfer function. Otherwise, you should have converted this thing into its corresponding state space form.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Vishesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So we meet in the next class. Okay. Thank you.